day trading is not easy. On this trade, I made $6,000, but at one point of time, I was up approximately $11,000 on this trade. So yeah, it's an emotional roller coaster. In this video, I'm going to do a complete breakdown and I'm going to walk you guys through the emotions I was facing while holding this trade. The first thing we need to do is break down SPY, because on this day, that was Tuesday, 30th of May, SPY was gapping up, and this was after a long weekend. On Monday, the market was closed, so we had the 3-day long weekend. And heading into Tuesday, when the market is gapping up, and especially a lot of tech stocks like NVIDIA, Netflix, Tesla, a lot of tech stocks were gapping up a lot. So this creates a lot of FOMO atmosphere in the stock market, because if you're a day trader, you need to learn to read the sentiment of the stock market. And on this day, I was expecting choppy price action because of all the FOMO the traders will face after a long weekend and the market gapping up like this. On days like these, we have to be very selective with the watch list, because it's very easy to be all over the place looking at 10 stocks on a day like this because the market was gapping up. But for us, I mentioned that in our chat room before the market opens that I'm going to be watching Tesla, Netflix, Cost and NVIDIA. And in the pre-market webinar that we have for our Discord members, I also mentioned that Tesla and Cost are going to be my main stocks to watch off the open for a trade towards the upside. So here's a one-day chart of Tesla. On Tesla, our game plan was that if we hold 197 to 198 or even 200 zone, I was watching this stock for a push towards the upside. Because if I mark a zone right here, you guys can see high of the day around 198, high of the day, high of the day, high of the day, 197, 198 zone, high of the day again. I would say open of the day right here, high of the day again. So this 197 to 200 zone is packed of levels. So our game plan of the open was that if we get a hold of 197 or 198 for the potential break of 200 and a continuation move towards 203 or 204, that looks like a very good trade if you look at risk to reward. Here's a 1 hour chart of Tesla. I was focusing on this stock of the open compared to a lot of other stocks. It's because a lot of other stocks were just like staircase to heaven on Friday. We had no consolidation. But on Tesla, on the hourly chart, we can see we had a push towards the upside and then we had consolidation on low volume. So this looks like a bull flag pattern with low volume on the red candles right here. And we were gapping up above this zone. So I was watching the hold of this zone, the yesterday's high, for a push towards the upside. So the daily chart is looking good. The hourly chart is also looking good for a continuation move above 200. Now let's take a look at the 5-minute chart and look at my entries and exits. So we can see that this is the yesterday's high level. Tesla off the open, we opened right around, I would say, $200 level. The open was 200.10. Open, we had a dip under 200. We found support at the yesterday's high and had a crazy push towards the upside. Let's now take a look at the 1-minute chart and look at my entries and exits. I'm going to post a screenshot at the top. So my entry on this trade was right around this candle. So we had a push towards the downside, but we can also see that the volume is not that high. Volume is subpar on the push towards the downside. We held this level, which is the yesterday's high. If I mark this level for you guys, the yesterday's high. Touched that level exactly, had a strong green candle towards the upside. I was even thinking of entering my calls position right here, but I was a bit late to the party. When we came back above the VWAP around 199.8, I entered my calls position right here, and these premiums freaking rallied. So I took a bit of my position out right here, but I held majority of my position. I took profits right here, and the remaining few contracts I got out right here with the trailing stop loss, still exiting that trade in the green. But I added to my position. I added a small position right here, further out the money contracts. But overall, I lost around $1,000 on that trade and I made around $7,000 on this initial trade. But I want to discuss one thing in this video. I entered my position right here on this candle. So had I taken my profits, all my contracts out right here, the remaining position where I got stopped out right here, I was up approximately $10,000 or $11,000 for the day. But my plan was that this stock was holding stronger than the market. It was holding stronger than QQQ. And my plan was that if we get under this level, if we get under this support, I'm going to exit my position, because on the 1-minute chart, I'm going to mark a level right here. This prior resistance is now acting as support. If we get under that support, I'm going to exit my position. And that's what I did, because this stock was still looking really good for the break of 205 towards the upside, even though the book map was not looking too strong. I mentioned that in the chat as well, that you can see a pullback incoming around 204 on Tesla. When we were pushing towards the upside, there was sudden big seller at 204.50. And that seller kind of scared me, because this is a huge seller, around 44,000 shares all of a sudden. So practically, you could have got the high of the day if you look at the book map, right? right? So 204.50 was approximately the high of the day, and the high of the day at 204.50 was because of this seller and also because the market flushed after that, so we did not have enough buyers to take out the seller. If you guys want to learn more about tape reading and the market depth strategies, I have something exciting for you guys at the end of this video. Even if you scroll through our group, you guys can see that this member caught a move from 2.79 to 3.75, 3.93, 4.85. That is approximately 80 or 90% winner. This member entered Tesla calls at 1.12. They moved to 2.60. That is approximately 130 or 140% winner. So this was a really good trade. Even if you look at the 5-minute chart, it doesn't look like a big push towards the upside, but if you are focusing on the tape and if you practically caught the low of the day and approximately the high of the day because of the tape, you can make 100% on this trade. Let's now take a look at my P&L. Overall on this trade, I made approximately $6,000. I tried entering cost of the open, but I was not able to get filled. That was also a really good trade. The premium moved really nicely in my favor. But my Tesla trade was at 9:33 a.m. My fill price was 4.29. I entered 50 contracts. That was approximately, I would say, $23,000 worth of position. And I made $6,000. At the peak, I was up more than $10,000. But that is the thing you need to accept about the stock market, that you can't ever catch the low or top of the stock market. On the 5-minute chart, it was still looking bullish. So when we made a new 5 minutes low right here, I exited my position. But this trade could have easily paid $15,000 as well. So the risk to reward was worth it with the trailing stop loss, and I think overall I did a really good job managing this position. It's still amazing to see that tape reading works, because that big seller at 204.50 was practically the high of the day on that stock. If you guys want to learn more about day trading, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And if you guys want something a bit more organized like a course, you can join the waitlist for a summit. The link will be in the description box below. In the summit, you guys will attend live classes with me personally for 4 weeks, and I'm going to teach you guys everything you need to know about day trading, from basics to advanced levels, including the technicals, the market depth, the tape, and the trading psychology. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.